Members from Zimbabwe's main opposition party, the Movement for Democratic Change, marched to the Independent Election Agency demanding reforms. The opposition said on Tuesday that the reforms were vital for a credible vote. MDC claims that President Emmerson Mnan-gagwa is using soldiers in civilian clothes to campaign for the ruling ZANU-PF party in rural areas. ZANU-PF denied the allegation, and the army has previously denied this. The Southern African nation will be heading to the polls on July the 30th in the first election since Robert Mugabe was forced to resign. Mnan-gagwa's main challenger is 40-year-old Nelson Chamisa of the MDC. Mnan-gagwa hopes that if the election is certified by international observers, it could end years of Zimbabwe's isolation by foreign leaders.
Mr. Mnan-gagwa, be a patriot. Mr. Mnan-gagwa, love your country. Have a free and fair election.
Well, let's get you the latest on this from CGTN's Farai Mwakatuya in Harare for us. Farai, we understand that supporters of ZANU-PF party are expected to march in Harare today in solidarity with President Emmerson Mnan-gagwa. What's the latest you have?
Well, indeed, ZANU-PF supporters are gathering here at the Robert Mugabe Square in downtown Harare. There are a few thousand of them that have already gathered here. We understand that they will march as well as a rally, and that was in support of President Emmerson Mnan-gagwa's call for peaceful, credible, free and fair elections. They're also calling on all peace-loving Zimbabweans, churches, religious groups, civil society organizations to join them in this march. And they're basically saying they support what the president has said. They support some of the reforms that have been undertaken, that have been signed into law under the electoral reforms bill, and say that they are ready to observe and heed the president's call to be peaceful and to conduct themselves in a manner that will deliver this credible poll that Zimbabwe crucially needs to go forward and complete its re-engagement. Studio.
And the opposition is calling for reforms ahead of the poll. What are their main demands?
Well, some of the demands are, the opposition says they want access to the voters' roll. They want access to the electronic voters' roll. The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission says that it will release that as soon as it completes the verification exercise and as soon as the nomination court has sat. So the opposition wants the voters' roll. They also wanted to have a say in the picking of the company that's producing and printing the ballot papers. We understand that, that selection has already happened. And so now the opposition is saying they want a forensic audit to be done of that company that has been awarded this tender. The opposition is also saying that they are not enjoying equal access, particularly in state and public media. They say the ruling party is given unfettered access, a lot of coverage, while the opposition is not covered at all sometimes, and when it is very negatively covered. And so they also want equal access to the media. They also claim that the Electoral Commission is not fully independent. They say that there are a number of former military officials that are in the ranks of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, and they say that compromises its independence, and so they also want that addressed. Studio.
Okay, thank you for that update. That was CGTN's Farai Mwakatuya there in Harare.